Bob Marshall is a Virginia Republican running for an open congressional seat, and he's causing quite a bit of controversy because he is as extreme as they get. In fact, he called for abolishing Planned Parenthood. Yeah, you know what would happen if you do that? You would have teen pregnancy rates shoot up through the roof, STD rates, same thing. Poverty would increase as a result of that because there's going to be more overpopulation, because they're going to have so many unwanted children, and you name it. I mean, go down the line. It would be a horrible thing, but he wanted to do that. He also wanted to, or he pushed for, a state ban on gay marriage. He called Justice Kennedy on the Supreme Court gay because of his ruling on a gay rights case. Because apparently in his mind, if you're in favor of gay rights, you're obviously gay. Well, then I guess I love sucking cocks, because I'm as big in favor of gay rights as there is. What a ridiculous notion. In fact, as we've learned over time and through a bunch of anecdotal cases and from a few studies on the issue, it's more often than not that somebody who is staunchly against gay people and they're really outgoing about it, those are the people who are more likely gay. Because you're trying to cover up for something. You know, if you don't have, what's the saying? A horse in that race, a dog in that fight, whatever it is, then you don't care. I don't care what gay people do because I'm not gay. It's whatever they want to do is fine. It's whatever. But if you are gay and you come from a conservative background where that's shunned, you lash out because you wish you could enjoy that kind of freedom that they have, but you don't want to do that because you feel everybody would judge you. So then you get angry at them and say, I hate gay people, no rights for them. We don't like what they do. Happens so often. But we're just getting started on this guy. In fact, he also proposed the infamous transvaginal ultrasound bill as a state legislator. Now, do you remember what that is? That's the law where they would force girls who want an abortion to get an ultrasound machine shoved inside of their vagina. You want to talk about extreme. Now, do they have to do that? Do they have to do any ultrasound? No, they don't. But even if they do an ultrasound, do they have to do that kind of ultrasound? Couldn't they just do the stomach? Sure they could. But that's the point. They want to do the insertion. They want to make these women feel violated because then that'll make them think, well, I don't want to go through that whole process again because it was humiliating last time, so I'll just have the baby, I guess. It's basically state-sanctioned rape, and it's obscene. But today, this guy might have even gone farther. I don't know if you can get any more extreme than that. In fact, you probably can't, but he's trying. So he's also against abortion in every circumstance. No shock. Including cases of rape. I'll repeat that. Including cases of rape. A guy like this, he honestly belongs in Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan or Iran because that's where people agree with him, you know, the old school, super religious Sharia people. And this is the same kind of guy who would scream and yell about Sharia law like he's scared of it. Like, oh, we don't want that coming to Virginia, pass a law against it. Well, that's weird because you seem to agree with these guys on a lot of things, man. They're actually your buddies. You might not realize it, but it's true. Well, not just in cases of rape, also in cases of incest. He says about incest, quote, what if incest is voluntary? Sometimes it is, so they shouldn't get an abortion. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I don't know if it gets any more gross than Bob Marshall here, but let me try to explain something to him here. Look, the reason why in cases of incest, abortion is usually the way to go is that there are many reasons to believe that if you do have some sort of incestual sex and there's a child that's produced as a result of it, especially if it's close incest, you know, like siblings, first cousins, like in cases like that, the statistical probability of there being some sort of developmental problem or some sort of physiological or biological problem or mental problem in the child as a result of it, it shoots through the roof. It shoots through the roof. So you'd essentially be damning this innocent third party to, a life where they have incredibly limited abilities because of what you did, because of interbreeding, essentially. But he has, that's not even a consideration to him. The idea that you could be unduly burdening a third person it's like he probably doesn't even know about it. He probably doesn't even know that sometimes in cases of incest, that's the result. But I don't even know why am I trying to reason with a guy who just argued that you shouldn't even be able to get an abortion if you're raped. And also, the idea of being against abortion in all cases, it's even more than just being against abortion. It also means being against the morning after pill. And the morning after pill, for anybody who knows the way it works, it doesn't actually cause an abortion. It prevents the sperm from fertilizing with the egg. So it's stopping the process before it even happens. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but these guys, a guy like him, just way too extreme, and I hope that the Virginia voters absolutely crush him because, again, he doesn't belong in the United States of America. With views like this, he would fit in much better in Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan.